Okay, I'm here with Miner49er and Mrs. 49er, also known as Nick and Tracy from the Miner49er YouTube channel. And we are hiking up this old mining road here in front of me. It's about a 3-mile hike on the road, but from where we started to where the mine is on top of the mountain, it's about 2.2 miles as the crow flies. And the elevation gain is 2,000 feet over the course of 2 miles. So it's really steep. We've just come up from down there. This is the first part, and here's the first switchback. But we've got Nick's very capable vehicle. We've already walked the road, and he feels that he can get his vehicle up here, and I hear him coming. You'll see this yellow monster coming through the trees here. That's his very capable vehicle, and here he comes. Check that out. That's Nick driving. Mrs. 49er is in there as well. So we have come up from way down there, and we found this unmarked adit with a huge waste rock pile. This is looking down the waste rock pile, and we're about 3/4 of the way up the mountain. And as we're coming up the road in Nick's vehicle, I spotted some more cart tracks off the passenger side right here, and there's a pipe next to them. So we saw this waste rock pile and saw there was an adit right here. So let's go check it out. Nick and Tracy have already gone in ahead. You can see them right up there. This waste rock pile is pretty big, so okay, typical erosion pile. Our good friends at the government put this up here for our safety, but they failed to bring it all the way across over here. So access is pretty easy. And yeah, you can see how this erosion pile is coming down here on both sides, and it's filling up the portal. Back in the day, you would have been able to walk right in here, standing upright. Oh yeah, look at that. There's Nick and Tracy up there. This is a really wide tunnel, about 8 feet or 9 feet wide. And look how these rocks are like layers. It's kind of interesting. Almost looks like gobbing, but it's not. It's natural gobbing. Big work cart rail. And let me get my lights on.
It's a lot of water droplets on the ceiling up here.
Tracy said there's a lot of water droplets on the ceiling up here where they are. Oh, it's kind of green. Look at that. Green.
Yeah, we've been getting lots of rain. So
Oh yeah, look at the water. You can sort of see it.
all
Well,
the way through.
you really can't see in the video, but there's droplets everywhere.
It's like almost like a station.
Oh, it's nice and cool in here. Look how that cross tie is just a tree trunk or a tree branch. See that? There's the railroad spike right there. Interesting. Actually, all these cross ties are like that. So check this out here in the side of the tunnel. There's all these cavities, pockets, and the rock is in layers. More condensation right there where my light is. Yeah, these cross ties are tree trunks or tree branches. They didn't use cut lumber, but they used actual metal rails. So this wasn't the cheapest mine, but it wasn't the most well off either, because they used the tree trunks instead of cut lumber. Usually when they use tree trunks, they use the wooden strapping, wooden strips with metal strapping on them. That was the really cheap way. But this is metal rail combined with tree branches for the cross ties. So kind of like middle of the road. And here's more of them. So here is one of those muck plates. This one's really corroded, but a piece of metal the miners would put down when they were blasting, so the rubble would fall onto the piece of metal, which made it easier to shovel into an ore cart to be taken outside to that giant waste rock pile that I showed you at the beginning that's outside the portal. But this muck sheet or muck plate is really rusted and corroded. Here's some old hose. Look at that, almost looks like a snake, big long snake. Oh, we've reached the face. Well, there's the face. So pretty much a straight shot for the most part. A little bit of a bend. Can't quite see the portal, but what, about 300 feet, 200 feet?
Yeah, something like that, not too far. Oh, there's the portal right there.
We're making our way back out, but notice right here, some yellow flowstone. That's from the water coming out of the wall. Well, we made it to the top. Here are some tracks that go over this way. And right there, they bend around to the left and kind of just stop. There's not really much of a waste rock pile over there, so we don't know what was going on, but probably where they dumped the ore, the bad ore. And then the good ore, down below here on the left, it was the remains of a huge ore bin that's collapsed. So they probably put the good ore in the bin. So let's follow the tracks. There should be a portal up here. Yeah, we're about 8,100 feet. This is one of the highest mines I've ever been in terms of elevation. So check this out. Tracks curve here to the right into a portal. Wow, that's a scenic shot. Look at that. So right down there is the remains of the ore bin. So we think they might have dumped the ore right here from the tracks and then sent the waste rock that way. But the portal's right here. Let's go check it out. Kind of blasted it right through the rock here. You gotta get past this tree. I'm not sure what kind of trees these are, but oh yeah, it's a big opening. So yeah, it faces out right there. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of high hopes being that this portal was like right at the top of the mountain. I mean, where could they go? Like I said, unless they went down, but they didn't. Yeah, it stops right here. Yeah, look at that. Yep, that's it. Well, when a portal's this high on the mountain, like I said, there's really nowhere for them to go except down. So here's this collapsed ore hopper. The ore cart tracks are up there. That's where we were. So we think they dumped the ore down into this. Must have been a massive ore bin, but now it's all collapsed. Those are some pretty big timbers. But quite a sight. Too bad the tunnel wasn't bigger.